line. Check the radio, pit crew is far from slow. The lights no longer yellow. Ready, steady, go. Crank it up. Oh, it's racing. 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 In love with the ride. Burning rubber smells real nice. Fuel it up once or twice. Come on, fast is the way to drive. Crowds all on their feet. Not one bothered by the heat. Imagine them in the driver's seat. Checkered flag would be sweet. Crank it up. Oh, it's racing. 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 Everybody get ready. On your feet. Here we go. 3, 2, 1. Crank it up. Crank it up. Oh, it's racing. 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 Crank it up. Finger to the sky and a green light shining bright. The only thing I have in mind is the finish line. Check the radio, pit crew is far from slow. The lights no longer yellow. Ready, steady, go. Crank it up. Oh, it's racing. 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 In love with the ride. Burning rubber smells real nice. Fuel it up once or twice. Come on, fast is the way to drive. Crowds all on their feet. Not one bothered by the heat. Imagine them in the driver's seat. Checkered flag.
Greetings and welcome, ladies and gentlemen, here back on to PTM Racing TV's YouTube channel, as we are now live here at Southern National Motorsports Park for the showcase of the Pit Stall Monday Night Series here on PTM Racing TV. Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, down here to Kenly, North Carolina, as we are getting set for the action ahead and for the racing action to come. We've got 8 drivers lined up for you here today to bring it to the house here as we're getting set to the action. On the pole in the 84 will be Matthew Hoffer. On the inside, it'll be the 5, the throttle, Chantel Puddle. Row number 2 and the number 8 will be Tyra O'Rourke. On the outside, the number 31, it is Bobby Anderson. Row number 3, Mike Rideout. That's 76. The outside, the 14, the Crusader, Christian Shriver. Row number 4 is Robert Warrens. And the 95, the outside, and the 88, Michael Pratt. That is your starting lineup for today here as we are getting ready for the action ahead here. Field going to work their way on around out of corner number 2 here, ready to set on to this short track last 100 laps to the distance. It should be a field of crazy racing and some hard battles to go. Set them on down their way. The inspection station number 84 leads us down. Green is out. Let's get racing in Southern National. Strong start from the number 84, Matthew Hoffer out of the gate here. Tyler O'Rourke and the number 8 fired quick on the Chevrolet SZL1. Trying to put some Camaro speed down onto the 5 of Chantel, the throttle puddle, also driving down her Camaro scheme. Bobby Anderson lingering right back around the 31 CUS Singular machine as well, trying to see maybe he got some clearance there. A little bit loose off the corner there. Trouble. Road and turn corner there for the throttle. Chantel Pottle catching right on tire. O'Rourke there entering into the turn. And back down. Whoa! Trouble down there. Down turn number 2. Pottle has gotten clipped up there by Bobby Anderson. The 31 boat driver is causing a mess. A little situation as the caution flies. Not the best start either driver was looking for here, and really this just kind of boils down to two things. What the heck happened from point A to point B? Let's take a look from point A. Here's point A right here. Watch carefully. You see the throttle, she gets loose. Coming down through turn number 4. O'Rourke unfortunately right in the mix, right out, trying to shoot the gap, goes to the inside. Both drivers right in it, and Pottle and Anderson just trapped right in. You can see the 14 barely avoiding that little mayhem right there on the spot. We'll go on board here with the 14, see what kind of view he had as he was going right into those turns. Had to dive in quick and switch blade off. There you see Anderson driving right up. Caution would fly, causing for drivers to have to backtrack a little bit and make sure they didn't get themselves into any more trouble than they probably were expecting. But a nasty collision, unfortunately, sets us back a few laps and back into the paces. The driver's already ready to get back to it here, so a lot of guys and gals going into pit road, going to see what they can do here after that little skirmish. Down off of turn number 4 here, back line to the green flag. We're rock up and running. Robert Warren's way back in the back there. Looks like he may decide just to kind of lay low for a bit, get himself into pit road and get himself cleaned up, but the other driver's going to start to do the same thing. Matthew Hofford, your race leader here at the 14 of the Crusaders driver, moving into second spot. Mike right out now, right back into the fight. The MRN Network Moza Racing Machine tried to make a pass there early on, but trying to take it 3 wide, couldn't quite clear the gap. The throttle Chantel Pottle diving in deep to the bottom. She'll fight the Crusader. The Crusader said earlier today, my biggest issue here, save the tires, don't worry about the rest. The throttle Chantel Pottle, her goal, she said, point blank, just get out there and succeed. I've had too much bad luck here. I've had enough of it. It's time for me to finally break out of my shell and get this thing dialed in to a T. Mike right out right now, dealing with a lot of pressure there from Bobby Anderson. Singular wireless machine. Oh, and a clip up right down through turn number 3 and 4, and Anderson spun her on around. Anderson can't quite get it retrieved. Robert Warren sweat way back in the back with Michael Pratt as well. They stay green though. Anderson can't be too happy about that. End up getting the rear end of that one. And getting a tail end of it is certainly not something you ever want to see here on this show. Let's take a look at the replay. See if we can take a look at what exactly transpired there. Another look at it. He drove in well here. But it looked like Rideout just kind of clipped him up in the wrong spot. Pratt having to back down. Warren's getting out of the throttle too. Definitely a frustrating day there for both drivers as they completely get centered back on around. We're back on the live show now. Matthew Hoff right now, your race leader, who runs into lap traffic right ahead of him. Bobby Anderson now in the way. The inspection station 84 has had some great runs this season so far. End up almost taking a win there. Myrtle Beach has not been able to really recover since then though. Looking to try to dip it down and dial up a little bit here as he continues to work the track in. Tyler O'Rourke there after getting that nice little slap he got there from the 5. Seems to be right on the number 14's back bumper here as the Crusader looks like trying to take it a little easier. His speed not quite up to the same par as the other drivers here. Hoffert, Pottle 14.71, 14.60. Pottle is catching up to Hoffert, but how much of those tires is she wearing and tearing? O'Rourke currently set back at about a 7.8 to the 7.5 of the Crusader so far. Time to go on board with the number 8. And you can see that temptation is real, guys. When you're driving this close, this far in the pack and battling out this hard, it's all about timing. It's all about how you strategically make your moves and make your marks. Try to deal with the wear and tear of the car, while at the same time trying to deal with the wear and tear of the battles you're facing yourself up against. Trying to figure out who can outplay and outsmart the other. And you hear how smooth as well the 14 kind of riches off the corners. He's not trying to drive it in too quick or too hard. He's trying to keep a nice, smooth little amount of speed. As for this one right here, currently, she's just on the rails and on the speed limit. She's trying to get ahead of everybody. So close to victory lane so many times. Could she finally find a way to get it dialed in today? We'll certainly see. Right now, Matthew Hoffert, though, continuing hold his ground. Both drivers are hungry for victory, so the fact they got to get through 100 laps and got to make a pit stop in between somewhere in there, I think it really kind of sets themselves up into this battle of climactic sequences. Bobby Anderson, the number 31, right in the way there. Again, Anderson suffering from that nasty little collision he took there in turn number 3 and 4 from right out. No caution was thrown in the scruffle there, but right out has been told next race he probably will not be starting up front. So he's already accepted it. He says, I've deserved it. That's the respect and the amount of control these drivers have with one another here. They respect one another and they love racing with one another, but they do not ever want to try to play dirty out there. That is the law of the land and one of the best things about this league. Right now, lap traffic is starting to set in a little bit. Gaps right now between these two, certainly starting to spread up. Hoffert trying to hold down, but he lost a little dirty air there from that drag draft there from the 31. I think that's what hurt him. And Pottles looking to capitalize. Chantel diving in deep. Again, this is the track she's well versed at. She's very good on the short tracks, especially like Bristol Motor Speedway. But she's also very diverse on trying to really get high bank tracks like this one more suited her style. So I think if they ever added Super Stinger Speedway in this sim, I think honestly she's probably one of those drivers you really got to watch out for. Still a back and forth affair right now. Hey, Anderson just kind of playing both drivers here for a bit of a fiddle, trying to see which one they can get over the other. The other drivers right now trying to hang in there and just trying to see what they can do. Still to come tonight as well, ladies and gentlemen, here we will have on the Facebook and Goat Racing League on the show. We will have them back with the Indianapolis Motor Speedway Oval Track with the Truck Series, so stay tuned. It should be a very fun and chaotic race. Speaking of chaos right now, you got to be thinking of your Matthew Hoffert here. Did you wear your tires up too quick? Did you let the 5 catch you too quickly here? The tires are burning, the car is fuming, and it's got to be feeling every bit of these turns and every bit of these corners. Robert Warren's Mike right out right now. Getting a little bit of a battle out here. Both drivers now side by side. Warren's looking to try to clear the 96. The Cheetos 95 getting a little spicy out here. He fires it up, and now he's heating it up. He's got the speed of the Cheetah moving his way. Lap 36 of 100. We've got 75 laps left to go in the, or excuse me, 65 laps left to go in this one. Also still to come tomorrow night, of course, the return of the 87 Cup Series. North Wilkesboro Speedway will be in action. Should be a fun one from Six Sigma Sim Racing Oval League, as you even see the little banner on the side of that car. The 5 running the Six Sigma Sim Racing camp. Been told a lot of drivers actually been running with those guys and trying to use them as their equipment. The inspection station number 84 though, still trying to hold on right now. Both drivers still in a tangle, still in a very big scruffle. Deep to the inside, look at this, the 5, did she find an opening? Oh yes she did, she got the car to corner off, side by side block from Hoffert. Hoffert trying to defend. Trying to slow the 5 down. That's slowing him up, though, to let Schreiber catch up as well. Battle back here side by side for the race lead. And Pottl finally getting a drive off of the inside. She'll take the race lead away. We've got a new leader. Hoffert's from this area as well. He knows how Kenly, North Carolina works quite a bit. But unfortunately, it looks like he will be dethroned from the driver from the Rock. Moving her way up. She found the run and found the speed. Meanwhile, charging back up ahead, the Crusader, Christian Shriver, trying to get some speed click up his way. He's caught right up ahead of Bobby Anderson as he goes right down to the inside, makes his pass, makes his mark. Now, can he catch him up? Smoother is faster here. These drivers know it. They've got to be very, very patient with a track like this, especially the consistency and conservative nature they run themselves up against. Guys like Michael Pratt in the 88 Sundrop kind of derailed, like Robert Warren's and Mike Rideout, due to the problem there, unfortunately, that was suffered between Bobby Anderson and Rideout. But if we go on board here with Pratt, you can see he's not exactly letting up on this one. You can just see the way he corners each corner. You can see how smooth the wheel transitions. Again, this late model stock car built for these tracks, but the problem is because they're built for these tracks, it also means you know how to take care of the track and how to take care of the car. Which means you watch how you steer, how you corner, and then how you roll through each speed and momentum. Gap starting to close off there for Hofford. Chantal Bottle, she's just running away. Been a while since we've seen her really do this here, but again, that's just the overall control and the speed and power you have to face up against. We saw what Pratt was doing earlier. Well, look what the 14's doing right now. Oh, and even a little slapjack into the wall there. The wall bounced back, and it gave old Crusader a little bit of a nudge for that one. Didn't like what he felt. But you can just see he's driving the heck out of it. Listen to the throttle rhythm and listen how he controls it through the corners. That's when you know you're getting some ground up, is when you got that car literally dialed in and trickling around the corners. You just know that something's going to come up eventually. Hofford desperately does not want to give that spot up. Anderson looking on, nothing he can do. We'll have to let this race kind of simmer away again. Really, honestly, too, I got to give my heart out to Anderson, honestly. Bobby has not had a single race this season go anywhere but wrong for him, except for the first race of Richmond. Ever since then, he has not been able to catch a break. He's been stuck in the grass. He's been stuck with a blown motor. He's been thrown to the inside of the entrance there to pit road now. And then he's also dealt with guys like Michael Pratt just fighting him out for everything he's got, including like guys like the Tyra Oldwork here. Pratt got a beautiful corner there through 3 and 4, made Oldwork pay for it. And there is the run down to the edge. Oldwork trying to catch that 88. While Robert Warren's right now, he's just kind of simmering back there. But I am going to tell you right now, he's gained speed, he's gained traction. Laying down a 14.78. Last time there was a 15.09, 14.95 for Oldwork and Pratt. Meanwhile, back up ahead here, Shriver finally finding a little run on Hofford. And Hofford losing the ground, losing the battle. He's going to try to get that bumper right on the 14. Shriver slowly reaching back up the top. That's a defensive move right there. It's a way to corner the track off, but it's also a way to defend. Hofford knew it. He's got two choices. Either A, get more speed, or you need to start using that bumper. Hofford not one to use the bumper usually. He's usually a little bit more conservative than that. Can't say the same about Shriver sometimes, but considering how many times he's got that bumper, I would say probably he deserved a few of them. Meanwhile, look out back ahead right now. I was just talking about Warren. Look at this. He's gained ground. He's gained traction. He's jumped it up ahead of the number 8. Oldwork, nowhere he can go. And Warren's now, the big cheetah, getting some run, getting some speed. Loves what he sees, but again, he lost a lot of ground and time, and he's just making up for it by simply just driving the track out. But the question is, can he get around Michael Pratt, then to the other guys and gals up ahead? Warren's, oh, looks like Warren's going to go to pit road, our first pit stop of the day. Parks it down off corner number 3, now gets it into 4. Proper pit stop for him, but now what will the leaders do? Do they decide to go in sooner or later? Everybody right now currently just trying to dictate their pace. All right side tires on Warren's there, it looks like. Just right side. Yep, right side only. He's out. Allwork now into pit road. And I'm getting word right now there might be a problem there for right out. Looks like he might, or excuse me, not right out, Allwork down there. It sounds like he may have actually caught a speeding penalty entering into pit road. I think he did. They're going to try to get him out. They're trying to see if he can get out. Looks like he's got a black flag. He's going to fire back up, but he's been told, I got a black. What am I supposed to do? They're telling him just go, hope for the best. I don't know if that's going to necessarily be the best move there, but his spotter just doing whatever he can to try to keep him calm, keep him focused. Not a whole lot he can do here. Battle off there, the 14 going to pit road here. Pratt and Wright and Anderson, excuse me, going at it a little bit. The 88 and the 31 putting on a little bit of a show, but again, Anderson a lap down. At this point, he's just trying to hope for his lap back. Pratt trying to find the proper time to get into pit road and then figure out a strategy. The throttle Chantel Pottle is in pit road now too. Shriver getting his tires on. He's out. He's out. What will Pottle do? Right sides. Does she go for all four? No, just right sides as well. Looks like she's kind of taking a page out of the other driver's books. As O'Leary right it back around. Look at this. Whoa, hold on down there. Coming from pit road, Robert Warren's trying to sneak past the 14 and Shriver just net going right on the defensive. These two have gone to war before. They want to do it again. Lanier was where they battled. This is now their time to fight again. Michael Pratt, your race leader. He's got the lead for just a moment. Matthew Hopfert into pit road now. He'll get himself squared up. Anderson still yet to go to pit road. So that means the throttle Chantel Pottle is just waiting for both of them to kind of make their mistake and make their move. See what they can do here. Mike right out, a lot of time lost down there, and he's struggling. He lost a lot of time, 2 laps down, unfortunately, and now he's just currently just trying to hope for the best. The big cheetah man himself, Robert Warren right now trying to see what he can do. He's 2 spots up from his original position, 2 spots for the Crusader. Each driver trying to find their leg up. Robert got the best of Shriver and Lanier. Will he get the better of him here at Southern National? Meanwhile, for the throttle Chantel Pottle, she's in the perfect spot. She strategized it above all else. She takes the lead. Michael Pratt falling back. Bobby Anderson right behind. And remember, Anderson not been to pit road since lap 5. He's got to go in eventually. What an awe-inspiring performance by these drivers here, as everyone right now just giving it what they can and then throwing everything right back at them. Shriver and Warren's right now currently the 2 dead closest to each other here. Shriver still playing his conservative role here. He does not want to overdrive the track. He's trying to play it smart. If he gets a bump and run, though, I guarantee you, he probably will not be too happy about that. But that 95, the flaming hot boy, will not play too kindly if he can get his hands on him. Can't seem to find a run, though, nor a corner to really make a pass. You can see the distance here from the race leaders, 4.5+ seconds back for the throttle Chantel Pottle. With 26 laps to go. Could this finally be her ticket to victory lane? Get a little onboard camera here. I'll show you why she's so fast right now. There are 2 big things with this track and this car. Number 1, get it as close as you can to the wall at the exit. Diamond off. Now set it back to the bottom. Keep the throttle up. Speed is key. Roll through the corners. Make sure you're still in those corners. Keep the throttle down, then drive it hard off the exits. Hard entry, soft exits. And that's what's got her now into a 5 seconds position ahead of the 14 and the 95. Nothing they can do about it. Shriver still defending. He's waiting for Robert to try to cross him over, but he can't find a way around him. If I'm right, if I'm Warren's right now, I'm probably just thinking, how did I end up in this position? But I mean, I'll give Lawrence the benefit of the doubt. He literally had to drive. I was probably like about 6 seconds back from that little mishap there. Only to now be in third. I mean, I'd call that a win-win any day of the week and twice on Sunday. Which, oh, yeah, by the way, he won on Sunday night if we haven't already made that clear. Michael Pratt now jumping ahead of the 76. Mike Rideout giving him plenty of time to lose out on. Keeping the speed alive, keeping the momentum up as close as he can here. These drivers right now just don't want to give an inch to one another. Pratt trying to get his lap back and hope for a bit of a break. Only one caution so far, with only 18 laps remain. Chances are starting to dwindle more and more. 2 cars have got to be involved in the wreck, as we've mentioned before here. This goes on Sundays and Mondays, and that's the only way it will be able to be done. Pottle, probably the most focused I think we've seen her in quite some time. So I don't think she's really caring about lap traffic. I think the only thing she cares about is hitting her marks. And here's the thing too, in a super late model, she can run it with the best of them here. We've seen her do what she's done in the TCM crew, and those drivers are well into the 6 to 7 to 8,000 iRating range, all because they're legit late model / super late model drivers, or sportsman's division as they call her down on her in their track. And the fact that she can be able to hang with them just shows you what it's all about. Anderson loose off of 2, backs down, does not want to interfere with the leader. Blue flag on the 31, that will tell him, "Bay, this is not your race." Pratt now getting right back up onto Lawrence here, and these two, you just know there's some history between them. Pratt right now, though, for all intents and purposes, despite the fact he's a lap down, I'd be pretty happy considering I'm a lap down knowing I'm in the 4th spot, like slow in top 5. Hanging as close as he is right now. These drivers gave it everything they had and then some. And you can just see, too, that great car there, that was Pottle. That's how far she is ahead of these guys. That is absolutely ridiculous. But again, when you throw strategy in and you make sure you find everything you got to, that's what does it for you. That's how you win these races. Key to momentum is strategy based. Can you strategize above all else? And then in case of find yourself in a bit of a position, do you fight it out with the best of them? That's what they had to do. Ward's and Shriver driving very similar lines. You can see Ward's, he's trying to get the inside. He just can't get a run. And Shriver driving it in late, but he's still keeping the corner up. I think Lawrence right now is probably getting a little bit more frustrated. He just can't get a corner off on him. But again, consistency and smooth tactics seems to be the name of the game. It's safe to say, too, I think both these drivers are working the heck out of these wheels. We're coming up on 7 to go. This time on by the 5, your race leader. The throttle, Chantel Pottle, not been to victory lane in quite some time. She has been thinking about this day and this moment for quite a bit. Can it finally come back to her? Will she finally revisit victory lane after so long out of the spotlight? The 3 cars battling up ahead as well here. Both drivers don't want to give up, but also Pratt doesn't want to let up too in case something happens. Lawrence still trying. I mean, he's digging. He's looking for something. He just can't get him. You see right there, he had that nose right in there, but he just couldn't get the speed off. Laying in and putting the speed up. He's got the corners. He's got the power. He just isn't not getting the corner off on it. Both drivers are pretty equal right now in times. 14.488 last time for Pottle and Shriver. 14.92 for Warrens. But how much is that just being stuck between the back of the pack and being stuck between a rock and a hard place? Hard to say. Meanwhile, nevertheless, it's been this race for the throttle. She's now going through lap traffic. We've got 2 to go. This time on by. Which driver blinks first? Which one makes the mistake? Can Pottle just hang on just a little longer, though? Because she's coming up with 1 lap to go. Presented in part by the Pit Stall Monday Night Series. 2 more good corners. Just has to work her way around with Matthew Hoffert off the final turn. It's been a while, but hey, she's back in town. The Throttle Chantel Bottle is victorious at Southern National. Down to the final leg there. It will be Schreiber holding out fourth. This time, Pratt will go fourth. Right out fifth. Hoffer will take sixth. Anderson, O'Rourke not able to finish. There she is. She has not been to victory lane in quite some time, but she adds another car to her resume. The late model stack car. Win belongs to the Throttle Chantel Bottle. Oh, easy there, Chantel. I think you might want to take care of the car a little bit before next week. Never mind. I don't really think she cares too much. No, she definitely don't. Credit where credit's due. She out-strategizes the field, and she's going to find herself parked into victory lane after quite a bit of time out of the spotlight. Here we are, race fans. Here's our final results presented by the Pit Stall Monday Night Series here at Kinley. What a performance here for the Throttle Chantel Bottle. She strategizes above all else and puts the boys to shame. The Crusader will go second. Warrens is going to take on third. Brad will go fourth. Right out fifth. Hoffert sixth. Seventh to Anderson, 8 to O'Rourke, and 9 to Philip Brown. He did not get a chance to race today. That will about do it here for your coverage here on the live YouTube screen. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you so much for joining in. We will be seeing you back on the Facebook end. He'll be hopping out of that car and talking with you guys a little bit. We'll see you guys in just a little bit here on for GOAT Racing League. Thank you again, though, for tuning in for the Pit Stop Monday Night Series.